Artosis.
Tasteless.
How's it going, man?
Oh.
I know, me too. All right, so we're going to go to this next match. This is the winner's match. So,
Perfect response.
Yes, between Soulkey and Flash, remember the person who loses in this match is not out of the group, but the person who wins does jump up to the round of 16.
That's right. And look, I think these two are probably going to be the two that advance today.
Yeah.
I think Maru is great, and actually, to be frank, Boom Boom impressed the hell out of me, especially on Belshir Vestige. The second game, not as much, but Belshir, he was like,
I'm kind of sad.
not many Terrans would have broken him.
I feel like if he had, I'm not saying he won't get out, but like this is kind of a sucky situation to put up against.
Well, he's been put in godly groups a couple times now, and
look at Flash. He's like, I'm so tired of playing these mere mortals.
That's right. He's. Look, Flash is so good.
When I'm
People
done here,
just actually
I'm
call
going to
him
create
God.
a few new species and then kill them off because I'm bored being a god.
What was, I think the nickname that finally settled with him was the Ultimate Weapon, right? That's the one that the Koreans actually dubbed him. Like, he had a couple nicknames for a while, I remember, but I think they rested on the Ultimate Weapon because he was just, that's what he is. He's like, you know what he is? He's like the Death Star, except there's no like ventilation port that you can shoot.
Yeah, they patched.
It's like, oh, you want a planet killed? Send Flash. He'll beat all their Starcraft players.
They remade the Death Star. Then they're like,
and that's how you kill a planet.
There was a small design flaw, excuse me, and there was a vent. Believe it or not, they sent X-wings down there and blew up the whole thing. They're like, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that happened. All right. I mean, come on. We remade it. And it's called the Flash.
That's right.
And it destroys planets.
And he is the quickest man in the world.
Yeah. And all the stormtroopers on the ship are taller and more handsome.
They're all tastelesses.
They're all tastelesses.
Tasteless clones are wearing white helmets, but actually we make them take their helmets off, which makes them have a higher mortality rate, but that's fine because we cloned them. We
got plenty of tasteless go around. Imagine if we had a clone of me. Me and Tasteless would have such a good time together. Yeah, you would.
You'd be bad influences on each other.
That's true. We'd be very encourageable to each other. All right, so we're going to go into this game. Let's see who's going to get out into the round of 16 of GSL Code S. All right, in the upper right, we have our Zerg player. I'm going to say he's the underdog again, but we'll see. He is...
웅진스타즈 Soulkey.
Actually, I like the ID Soulkey, by the way.
It's a good idea. Yeah, I agree. Soulkey is just, it sounds cool.
It's not easy to make another ID in a foreign language, so it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the bottom right, one of the best StarCraft players in the world, one of my least favorite superheroes. He is...
Yeah.
KT Rolster, Flash.
Yeah, KT Rolster is not a good superhero at all.
No. No, you know the Flash.
Yeah.
Could he only run fast?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, that's when you can run as fast as he could. I guess it's pretty useful. Like, I'd like to have that. But then I guess I would like to have any
occasion.
I would like to have. Well, I probably would because I'm like, I don't need to leave yet. And then it's like, well, it's going to take you more than 1 minute to get to Europe, you idiot. And I'm like, oh. Right.
But the Flash had no other superpowers, though, right?
I don't think so, but I don't really keep track of many superheroes. I was more of an X-Man guy.
Well, there's so many superheroes out there. Like Green Lantern, I basically know nothing about the mythology.
I don't want to know anything after seeing the commercials for those movies.
What I mean, the comic books. The movies don't actually even count.
I don't want to know anything about them still, even in the comic books.
What are...
I have a ring, it's magic. Okay, you're cool.
All right, what is the worst superhero then? Green Lantern or Superman?
Superman's the worst.
Like the worst superhero ever.
He's the worst. He's like, I'm invincible and I can do anything.
I have X-ray vision and fly. I'm like, all right, listen.
Also, I shoot lasers out of my eyes.
What 8-year-old thought of this?
Yeah. And it's like, well, kryptonite can get him. It's like, okay.
Like,
and then there will be like kryptonite in like an island, and he lifts the island and throws it into the sun just barely. He's like sweating while he does it. I'm like, wow, Superman.
Have you read the comic Death of Superman? That's a famous one. Superman dies in that.
Sick.
And not from kryptonite. He gets his ass kicked.
Sick.
It's sick, man.
Oh.
And it like goes on forever. It's
I want to read it.
It's like the fight scene is just like...
Who kills him?
It's like, it's just some rock dude. I forget his name. He's like, he lands there and like...
It's like The Rock. He gives him the people's elbow.
I read the comic book when I was like in 7th grade. And the thing is that comic, like, I probably wasn't enough of like a literary scholar at the time to maybe take what the message was in the book or get some of the artistic side out of it, but I need to reread that. All right, let's talk about this game because it's starting to get interesting. Things are starting to happen.
Yeah,
we got a command center over here at the entrance.
Fast expansions for these guys. I think Flash is just going to keep on basically the same builds here. You know, we should see a command center coming up next. But what's more interesting than Flash doing like kind of a standard strong opening to get into the later game is the choices of Zergs in the early game, right? He's gotten quick speed, and he's going into a very quick third base, really, for Zerg vs. Terran.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It seems like some of these Zergs are against Flash specifically, are trying to kind of cheat out a third base early on and hope the Flash doesn't catch it right away. You know.
Well, also I got to say the way that Flash has been playing, he's playing such an economical game. He's always going for these 3 command centers. So
That's
why not
true.
just take the third hatch? And what I like about what Soulkey's done here is he's gotten a quick speed with it as well. So he actually has the ability to, well, he could go for some sort of all, and I don't think he's going to, but he can put on some pressure, and he can keep Flash completely in his base, even though he's going to have Hellions. He's going to be able to possibly surround those and at least keep them at bay very easily.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Because you totally summed that up very well. I have nothing else to add there. You did a very good job of just capturing everything there. Now, when the Flash goes really fast, superhero, does it feel like time slows down for him? Because it would seem that if it doesn't, that would be very hard to know exactly when to stop, and you could probably run into a brick wall and kill yourself.
I think probably you're right on that.
I think it probably time slows down then.
I would imagine.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would you get dizzy and stuff.
Well, it'd just be dangerous. Yeah. Like,
good Overlord Scout. He gets to see that Stim's on the way. He sees the command center, knows that no immediate attack will be coming. And, well, he's gotten a second gas and is making 10 lings. Let's hold on and see if he makes more lings here and a Baneling Nest or anything like that. No, just going up a little bit more in lings. That's going to be to control the Hellions and getting double Evolution Chamber before the double eBay. This was a small mistake that we saw last game from Boom Boom.
yeah.
And, in fact, with the extra lings a little bit earlier and speed, Flash isn't going to run by and kill 17 drones like he did against Boom Boom.
Looks like the lings have run by. Nope, excuse me, they're going to back up.
I actually really like this game so far.
I really like this build from Flash. This is actually like a build if I was playing Terran, I would definitely copy to the T.
Yes.
Just get 3 command centers, have Hellions out so you can kind of control the creep, but then just get the 2 eBays, and you're going to be so insanely ahead unless the Zerg is matching you on this.
Yeah. You know, I feel like Soulkey watched that last match that Flash played, and he's filling in every hole Boom Boom had.
Yeah.
And in fact, he's getting ranged attack and carapace, knowing, like, after you see Flash push like that against Boom Boom, it's like, well, it will never end if I go Mutiling Bane. He will never stop. But if you do a big surge of roaches, it will stop for a while, and that's going to give him breathing room to actually do something else, whereas Boom Boom never had that. I really, really like the way Soulkey's approaching this game. I'm actually so completely impressed with his decisions.
I'm much more impressed with Soulkey so far from what we've seen when you compare him to Boom Boom.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, Boom Boom's playing well. It's not like Boom Boom's a big disappointment or something.
Oh, no, he played fantastically, but just looking at the game and how well Flash did it, Soulkey's like, well, I'm not, you know, am I that much better than Boom Boom? Can I hold that off like that? Maybe not. Well, he does have some roaches being made. The lair just finished, so roach speed starts immediately, of course. We'll see if he grabs, oh my god, a Hydraliston. I'm loving it, Tasteless. He's bringing a completely different style to battle against
Let's
Flash.
see what happens. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We got the depots now coming in here to make a small wall over at the command center. Now, the third base is, especially that location, is so hard to hold for basically everybody. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
But usually if you're playing against a Zerg, you're going to be the one having the hard time with that.
And let's talk about a few things having to do with Hydra Roach against this type of play. Because this type of play that Flash is doing feels the most powerful against Ling Bane Meta, and that's because they have to get so close to attack. The Widow Mines are very useful. You can do your splitting and whatnot, but with Roaches and Hydras, he's going to have a lot more range to it. The Widow Mines are not going to be nearly as effective. You know, Hydras obviously do outrange them. Roaches not as much, but they can't be as tightly packed together. They have more hit points, the Roaches do.
Yeah.
They won't just die to one mine.
Sure.
There's a lot of things this does for him, but what it doesn't do is defend drops well. That's going to be a harder area. It's not as bad at that as Infester, but it's not as good at defending it as like a Mutalisk play. So Flash, when he identifies what's going on, is definitely going to want to do a little bit more harassment than we've seen him.
Sure. All right, it's time. Looks like with this build, Flash is always pushing at 140 supply, right about the 11-minute, 30-second marker.
Yeah. And as he sees that, I will not be surprised if he actually turns around pretty soon here. When he sees the Hydras out here as well, I don't think it's a bad call. And in fact, we've seen the Roaches look at the drop already starting. Flies right over that watchtower, though. That has a Zergling at it.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, this could actually just go really bad.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Don't do it.
Yeah, he has to be so careful here. Ooh. 1 Widowmine getting him. 2 Widowmines getting him. 3 went 4. All the Widowmines actually will connect, but he will kill them off as well.
This was like the 3 little piggies of
Yeah.
Widowmines.
That little Widowmine went to market Tasis.
Yeah, this little Widowmine blew up your Hydras, and this little Widowmine blew up your Roaches.
Oh, this is definitely a gross overextension. I'm completely surprised Soulkey did that right there.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Wow. A flank drop. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I was actually watching that thing. I'm like, can you actually do that? Is that a thing that you can do?
The thing is, Soulkey's still up on supply right at this moment, but most of it's in Roaches, and that's going to be the real big issue here. Those aren't going to be as effective as we approach the max. He is about to have 2-2.
Peace.
There's a lot of units going up there. Does have some more units rounding out.
I don't know if this is a good move here by Flash, actually. I think it was a mistake.
Yeah, he might be overextending a little bit. You know, Roach Hydra is a little bit beefy, and in fact, he will end up killing that off pretty easily. Soulkey's starting to swarm pretty well here. His macro is getting going, but let's not forget, he's still on 3 bases. If he had a 4th fully mining right now, I would say Flash is in a ton of trouble, and he is in some trouble, but this is not necessarily just a win for Soulkey here.
I don't know if there's enough to defend here. This is a lot of depots, by the way, that can be taken out.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be supply blocked after this.
All right. Let's see if he gets enough before he gets supply blocked.
You know, this composition is so much better against these Widowmines. They just are not being as useful here. He has no siege tanks to actually push this back. That's normally what you would have seen if you had played against this in Wings of Liberty, but
yeah.
Soulkey walking into Widowmine a little bit there. He's got a lot of damage units. The SCV's actually coming up to help tank some damage and deal some as well.
It looks like he's barely going to hold this off.
Yeah.
But, I mean, barely hold this off.
Well, Flash definitely lost some SCVs in there. He's lost 16 SCVs so far this game. And we actually do have the Drilling Claws on the way. I keep calling them Tunneling Claws, which is actually Roach movement. Wouldn't that be funny if they had that?
I think I've heard you
No, I do it a lot.
say that a few times.
People told me on Twitter,
okay.
I do things like that.
Well, it's like me calling the Stargate and Starport and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time as well.
I have not seen...
I love how he's just spreading Widowmines.
Turn this aggressive in a while. It's not actually...
During all that, he didn't have Hydra range.
Oh, are you serious?
He just finished Hydra range this moment. And that obviously makes quite a difference in the Hydras. Quite a difference indeed.
Of course.
So the rest of his battles will go better as far as Hydras, but the thing is, they've both been on 3 bases for a very long time now. And this is an expensive composition that Soulkey's going for, so he needs that 4th. And in fact, he's taking an area where he can defend it on ground a little bit easier, but it can be attacked easier as well.
All right. Looks like we got another drop coming into the main here in the upper right. And, well, let's see what happens. I don't think this drop specifically is going to do that much, but he should be able to push the 4th. I don't even think the Zerg should be expanding to that 4th base over there. I think he should take the upper left or something.
Yeah, he might think it's too easy to drop or something like that, but as is, Flash's main army is moving towards it while he's dropping 2 locations at once, and this is exactly what he should do. Split up that
Flash
army of Soulkey.
Also maxed out quicker than his opponent did.
Yeah, Soulkey's lost a few too many units here.
It looks like that Overseer that was on the way.
Yeah, it takes out this base. That's a little bit rough, but this is a lot of Hydras. The Roach is going to do a good job tanking damage here. And in fact, he will push Flash back once again and kill off a lot of Widowmines if he brings down any detection.
Another drop over here in the 2nd base, now driving these drones away.
Soulkey's so fast to deal with that. And you know what? Unfortunately for Soulkey, he didn't get all those Widow Mines that were burrowed there. There was 10 Widow Mines that he could have killed if he had an Overseer there at that
I think he
moment.
actually might end up smothering the Zerg in a second.
Yeah,
I think it looks like there's just enough out.
I think you might be right there, Tasis.
But we'll see.
And Flash continuing to move forward here.
All right, moving up now.
It's a lot of Widow Mines getting ready to burrow. We're going to have a flank going on in
let's
Flash's
see
army.
what happens here. He needs to bait him in. Whoa, that was close. He needs to bait him into those Widow Mines.
Yeah, that's a ton of Widow Mines. If he can,
this is so bad. He's actually cut off the other Zerg army. Now spilling into the front. I don't know if you know how many Widow Mines are actually there, but everything's basically going to be dead on arrival.
Yeah, that is about that. GG indeed. Actually, a really cool game. Very enjoyable there. Soulkey bringing a different style to Battle Flash, and he didn't do a bad job.
No, it was a good attempt, but
yeah,
in both all the games you've seen of Flash so far, he just is making too much and just kind of slowly, tramples his opponent.
You know, I think that there was maybe one or two things that if we went back and had Soulkey fix, he could have won that game, I think. The slight overextension when he was attacking the third base when the SCVs came out. While the SCVs came out, and that is kind of a cool thing. You're like, well, he's bringing the SCVs. That means he's about to lose. No. Flash brings him to win the battle. And he lost a little bit too much here. He became a little bit too cost inefficient. The fourth base location, it's a hard choice because he knows the drops are going to be coming. So, I don't know. But that was a really good effort. And on Whirlwind, the next map, I would love to see that strategy again. But the drops are going to be even harder to deal with here.
Whirlwind, this is the map the Zergs go to when they start to things start to heat up. Now, Soulkey, even if he loses this, remember he's not out. He has to go up into the. He goes to the 5th best of 3 day, the final one. But we'll see.
All right.
I don't think Flash is not going to get out of this group, Artosis.
Who?
I think Flash is going to get out of this group no matter what. Yeah, bro.
I already told you the top 4 tastes. Jeez. Innovation, Life, Flash, and maybe Party.
Yeah, ideally. That'd be a sick final 4. All right, the game's loading up. So let's get ready, guys. Get out there, spread the word. Whether it's on Twitter, text your friends, whatever you gotta do, tell people that GSL Kodas is going on. And right now, we got Soulkey up against the Legend Flash.